Hello everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Between Destinations. Back to a solo endeavor tonight. I'm just leaving my grandmother's house right now. I was visiting my hometown and stopped by to see her on my way back. But yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much record a quick little episode while I drive to the highway, and then I'll probably end it right when I get to the highway. But yeah, I guess first point of order, since this is real official, it's a real serious stuff here. Just kind of like a quick mental health check, I guess. Recently, I finished the book House of Leaves, and that book is absolutely amazing. And it took me 2 whole years to finally finish that book due to just how insane and meta and in-depth it is. And also, wavering motivation to read and all that fun stuff. But as soon as I finally finished it, it was truly a weight was lifted off my shoulders. But not a bad weight, because I did enjoy reading it thoroughly throughout. For the most part, there was one point where I was like, God damn, this is a little rough, but it was still a very fun read. I don't know if fun's the right word, but interesting. A very interesting read. Man, I love those filler words. And commenting on it just is even funnier, and it's really cool to acknowledge your freaking awkward tendencies, isn't it? But I mean, who amongst us isn't stupid and dumb and also stupid? But yeah, I mean, just finishing that book, it reignited my heart's fire, I guess you could say. It gave me a shot of adrenaline, a shot of motivation, however you want to say it. And these past couple weeks, I've just been feeling good. I started another book, Erasure. I don't know. The book that the movie American Fiction is on. It's written by Percival Everett. I'm only about a chapter and a half in, but it is pretty good so far, and I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. And also, I started the next book in my favorite childhood series, Skullduggery Pleasant. Kind of like a young adult novella series, I guess you could say. A little grittier, kind of magic sorcerer, detective kind of stuff. It's fine. I mean, it's definitely no highbrow writing, but there's just a lot of nostalgia in it for me, so I'm getting enjoyment out of getting back into that also. I think that's a limo that just drove by. That was a limo driving all the way out here at this time of night. But yeah, it just, it no pun intended, talking about reading and books and everything, but it feels like I'm on to the next chapter of my life. In addition to that, a couple weeks ago, I joined a social bowling league. Just trying to get it out and meet new people in my city. Since most of my, the people that I know and am, close to live near my hometown, which is, a good drive away. not very easily visitable, I would say, most of the time. But, so yeah, just getting out there, trying to meet more people, work on my social skills, all that. I've been really just trying to work on putting myself out there a lot more the past couple years, and I think I've gotten better at it. Damn, this guy really wants to pass me. Oh well, I'll slow down because I don't want his bright-ass lights in my rearview mirror the whole time I'm driving. So I will slow down to a solid old 55, roughly, and then just let him fly past. And of course, we just enter a no passing zone. Yeah, so I'm doing pretty alright, for the most part. Better than I was a month ago, I'd say, probably. I go up and down, like I'll have times where I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling pretty good, I'm feeling pretty awesome, and then it'll be like, every day it'll be like, this shit sucks, I don't know why I do this, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. And I mean, for me at least, those thoughts don't ever really like go away. I guess they quieten. I don't know if that's a word, but they go a little lower in volume, is essentially what I'm trying to say. And I think that's healthy, maybe. I'm no psychiatrist or anything. I think I'm gonna have to go below the speed limit to get this guy to pass me. Okay, buddy. I don't want you riding my ass the whole time, so I'm gonna go nice, and I'm gonna get a solid 5 under for you, so you can fly on past me if you want. It's gonna be really funny if he starts honking at me, but I'm just chilling. I got a big old long drive ahead of me, and I could not give less of a shit if this guy is gonna get all pissed off at me. Now, he might shoot me, so that wouldn't be good or cool or fun, but yeah, I think he's about to. Have a good night with your awesome freaking lifted truck. Oh, and another one even. Oh, they're blasting me with their cool fucking smog, because they got their big old lifted pickup trucks with their big old bright lights, those big old bright LEDs, so they blasted a bunch of cancerous smog into my face. Good for them, though. You know what? They like their big trucks. Let them enjoy them. If they want to go 20 miles over the speed limit, you know what? No skin off my back. But, yeah. I had an interesting little thought on the topic of mental health and those dark thoughts. That has been kind of like, I guess, a little bit of form of release. I have an interesting idea where it's like, oh man, it'd just be real nice to just be able to like, this is pretty dark, and whoever's listening to this, you might be like, oh god, this guy's like actually genuinely insane. But you know what? I don't care. You can know that I'm genuinely insane and disturbed. And then also I don't know. Maybe this is a bad idea. I thought it could be cool. Not cool, but like, I thought it would be like an interesting form of like self-medication or self-soothing or therapy or something like that. To be able to like, I really don't like saying unaliving. I think it is extremely cringe and makes light of serious topics like suicide. I think it's pretty lame that YouTubers do that, just to like, well, I don't necessarily completely blame the YouTubers. I more so blame the system, that like, we can't talk about serious topics like that for fear of not being monetizable. Not that I'm monetized whatsoever, but just in general, Pretty sure I'm taking a right here. But anyways, I'm gonna stop beating around the bush. I thought it'd be cool if like I could like, if like I got real upset with someone or something, or like I was just over it and I wanted to like, because like if I was to ever like commit suicide, like I feel like I'd want it to be a spectacle, because I feel like then it would give more meaning to it, I guess. I can't wait to get a text from my friends being like, are you okay? I didn't realize that you have this many dark thoughts. But it's like, I guess I just don't feel comfortable discussing this straight up, because I guess it's a little too real discussing it face to face with someone. But talking into the ether of a stupid little driving podcast, it's like, you know what, I'll say whatever I want. It'll be really funny if like my family ever listens to this and they're like, oh god, because they probably don't see that at all. They probably just see that like I'm a little unemotional sometimes, I guess. That would be how my family probably views me. Or reserved. That's what I would say is their impression of me. Yeah, if I was to ever commit suicide, what I was gonna say was, if, like, it'd be cool, to where, like, I could have, like, a button or, like, a weird, like, time gun to where, like, I could, like, kill myself or commit suicide. I probably shouldn't say kill myself, but I could commit suicide, and then, like, it would, like, revert or, like, split a timeline to where then it's, like, I get that form of release, but, like, it doesn't, like, affect me, but, like, I don't know. Or, like, to have, like, a weird superpower, it'd be, like, the weird world's, like, most traumatizing superpower ever, to where, like, you could just, like, commit suicide in front of someone and be like, look at that. Yeah, I'm definitely not mentally okay, I'd say, probably. If you're still listening to this, sorry that if this is your first episode, this is a hell of a doozy. I hope you stick around for the end. It might get a little lighter. I don't know for sure, but we're off to a very heavy start. But I don't know. I think that would just be like a weird kind of, I don't know. It's just like a little thing that I think kind of helps get me through the day sometimes. Where it's like, oh man, what would that be like if, like, I was able to do that? Like, and then, like, the domino effects, like, it's like the stupid meme where it's like, if you saw these 4 guys at, like, a party, what would you do? And then, like, some guy, like, fucking, like, quote tweets it or something, and is like, I'd kill myself in front of you guys to change the trajectory of your lives forever. I think a part of my brain just, like, wants my life to mean something. And I guess, like, part of it is like, oh, well, it would mean something if you did that. Because that would mean that you've changed someone's life drastically. Which I'm sure I already have with the friendships I've made and all that, mushy, gushy, ushy stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Very dark thought that I think I just want to... It feels good to just say it, And I feel like if I said that to a therapist, they would, like freaking tranquilize me. But, I don't know, they might not, because it's not like I'm saying, I'm gonna commit suicide today, which is a joke to any monetizers or whatever, or big important people listening. My channel's gonna get freaking deleted from this platform. Oh, poor little roadkill. Poor little creature. Yeah, I don't know. God, what the hell do I talk about now? Now that I've dropped that freaking bombshell, and we just gotta sit with that. I mean, do we just sit with that? Do we just kind of, like, write it out almost? It's like, I know that I need to see a therapist for sure. Like, 100% I do. It's more of, like, I have a very big issue. I think it's, like, called executive dysfunction, which is just an excuse for procrastination and laziness, in my opinion. There's, like, I gotta take a fucking detour. God damn it, this is probably adding, like, 20 minutes onto my trip. Help me, for the love of God, Okay, I can turn right, and I got a green light anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, I have dark thoughts sometimes. I'm working on it. I don't know. I know something that's a little lighter and kind of off topic. Or not off topic, but, like, new topic. I was visiting my hometown because, they re-released Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, into theaters again. And I've only ever seen it one time, and that was before Episode 7 came out. So that was, like, all the way back in, like, 2014. So, like, 11 years ago was the last time that I had watched any Star Wars movie, other than, like, the ones that came after that. But yeah, I saw that with one of my best friends, and it was just an awesome time. I was literally Danny DeVito, I get it, after I watched it. And now, like, I feel like I've taken the Star Wars pill. I want to watch all the epic freaking Star Wars stuff now, and just soak it all up and absorb it into my body like a big old amorphous blob. I kind of got to lock in, because I'm not sure what I'm doing right now direction-wise. Metaphorically and physically. I'm turning left. Turning left soon. Okay, I see. At here. Right? Yeah, yep. I'm turning left here. I can't wait for me saying these directions. This is going to get me doxxed. It's going to be so freaking awesome when I'm doxxed and people show up to my house and give me cool freaking high fives. And low fives even. But, yeah, it was just so awesome seeing it in the theater. It was so cool and so epic. And afterwards, we talked for like a couple hours, and it was really awesome. A few hours even. It was just, I haven't seen that friend in a long, long time, I'd say. And it was really awesome to catch up. And, you know, like, just talk about how he's doing in life and that kind of thing. Because, you know, like I said, he's like one of my best friends, so it's just like, it's really good to catch up and you know, kind of check in, I guess you could say, that he's doing all right and all that kind of stuff. Which he is, I'd say he's doing pretty good. But, yeah, it was pretty cool. Very fun movie. It was really weird. There was like moments throughout the movie where like I was definitely like dissociating a little bit, because it's just like, this is like fucking insane. Why the fuck is Obi-Wan Kenobi riding on a big old squawking lizard, jumping all around this like big squawking CGI lizard, just jumping around all over the place? It was like a fever dream at points. It was just crazy. But it was like, I just kind of recognized that like it's almost like the prequels, or just like Star Wars in general, I guess. I'd say mainly the prequels, I guess, because the original Star Wars, I guess you could say also. But it's like the original like Marvel movies, where it's like, not even like the original Marvel movies, because I think Iron Man came out before it. But like nowadays Marvel movies, where it's just like a CGI slop fest. Things are flying all around. It's like a sensory overload of like awesome freaking dudes doing cool things. And it's just so cool to see. It's just guys being dudes being bros, chicks being gals, all that kind of cool stuff. Theys being thems. And, yeah, it was really cool to it was like I said, I get it. I understand Star Wars a little bit more now, and like prequels fans and all that stuff. Like, they're not good movies. Like, I would not say they're good movies. They're like fun movies. I had fun, at least. And there might be bias there because I was seeing it with a friend and I was all hyped up about it, and, you know, all the memes and stuff, like the stupid fucking prequels memes, or prequel memes, you know what I mean. A bunch of cows. Hello, cows. Let's turn my brakes on. Yeah, I'm a little tired. It's like roughly like midnight right now, almost 1 o'clock where I'm driving right now. So I'm definitely doing my best to stay awake. And the fucking fertilizer that the farmers have put out, which fucking stinks like hell, is definitely helping with that. Oh, that's my lights. Are fucking stupid. Yeah, I think it's fertilizer, at least. It might be manure, but I mean, same difference, honestly. But yeah, I hope my mic doesn't sound too bad. I'm doing something a little different this episode. Instead of just like having my phone out, sitting like in my cup holder essentially, I have a pair of headphones on that have the little mic on them, so I'm hoping I sound a little better, a little clearer than I have in episodes past, because I know my audio quality has not been the best before. But, yeah, life is awesome, life is cool, life is fun, life is worth living. People care about you no matter what. I'm essentially just saying this so that way, I remember myself. But, sorry, taking a little sip of a bevy. Not an evil bevy, a completely legal to drink while you're driving bevy. I love long, awkward pauses in the middle of, what is supposed to be, an entertaining podcast, an entertaining, succinct podcast. And just, saying nothing, just waffling on and on and on, trying to delay until my stupid freaking brain can think of something. Oh, yeah, I know what I was going to say. I just remembered. I hope that, even though me talking about all this, depressing stuff might be a little, oh man, this guy's this guy's a nutcase. I hope it's not relatable, but I hope it can help somebody out there that's no matter what you're going through, you're not going through it alone, I'm sure there's people out there are going through similar things that you're going through, and sometimes some of the best ways to combat those things are to try to go through them together, try to relate to each other and talk about what you're dealing with, put your true feelings out there so that way you can support each other, you can lift each other up. I think that's very important, is to love each other and to spread positivity and all that fun stuff, be the change you want to see in the world. Hold the door open for that stranger, tell them they look nice, tell them they have a nice smile. Let that person into your lane when they're trying to merge onto the highway, Do you really need to get in front of them? Is it that important? Not speaking from personal experience there, I swear. But it's so many things in life, it's just why is everybody in such a rush, Can't we just all just relax and just, be kind to our fellow man and woman and theyman? It's just love more, fight less, No need to cause unnecessary strife in the world. Let your frustrations and anger release from your body, flow out through your fingertips and spread into the air like a big old gaseous fume. I definitely am not perfect myself. I do hold resentments. And I can be very vindictive sometimes. And I will say it is fun to hate. Even though, it's not good, it is fun to hate. Hating can be fun. It's just and also it helps when you're rage-baiting your friends because you hate something. It's pretty fun. But, yeah, it's just try to appreciate life, We're all living our own experience, how many, can I, you know what, if I had more editing prowess and, time, I would definitely put an, counter in there, along with an counter, that, I'm sure we're in the triple digits by now. But, what the fuck is this? Is this oh no, that's a roadwork sign. I saw a weird flashing thing in a big old spotlight ahead. I wasn't sure if I was coming up on an Amish carriage. But no, we're not. Because I do drive through the Amish country sometimes whenever I'm going places, but it's always funny or fun when they wave at you. Very, very strange world we live in. So many differing people out there. But yeah, tomorrow I got D&D, which I'm very excited for. I got a game in the morning, morning in quotation marks, because it's at noon is when it starts roughly. I'm very excited for that. Yes, yeah, we didn't get to play our last scheduled session, so But and then that night, I will be the one DMing. I'm gonna be running the open play for my local game store. And what the hell? Is this a police officer? Very strange. I think this is a police officer. They got a bunch of blue lights at least. Oh no, that's an Amish buggy. Speak of the gosh darn devil. Dude, I had no idea that they fucking... That's crazy. That is like, damn. That's how you get someone to notice you. Put a bunch of blue lights on your horse wagon. Jesus, that scared the hell out of me. But yeah, God, that freaking just... I got hit with the Amish brain destroyer by that. Goodness gracious. What the fuck was I even talking about? Oh yeah, D&D. I'm going to be... When we ended the session, they just crossed over they pretty much ripped the head off of an assassin in a river, so that way they could go to hell to use a soul coin that they acquired from a recent death of a party member. This will be the third session I'm running, and I really loved how I did it. So, like, one of the players was like, well, I know we need, like, to be at a river, and this was, like, all improv, pretty much. They made a blood sacrifice, and then, like, the river turned red, it, like, just, the blood started rushing down the river, and then eventually it, like, almost, like, looped, but, like, the blood started to come from upstream. So eventually, like, it was rushing water so much and picking up speed that the whole river was just, like, blood red. And then eventually, a giant, like, plank floated down the river. And they're like, everybody was like, oh, it's like a boat. Because, you know, like, you think like, the river Styx, you get on the boat and you sail into hell. But they all stepped onto it. Nothing happened. And eventually, when they stepped off onto the other side of the river, they were, as soon as they touched the ground, they were in hell. At the bank of a blood river in hell, and when they looked behind them, there was nothing there. It was like no portal back, and I felt pretty freaking cool about coming up with that on the spot. I thought that was a really, really awesome visual. And now they're trapped in hell, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Because I've never run anything in hell before. I've barely run anything at all. Before DMing these couple of times for the open play, I've only DM'd for my friends, and I'm still very, very rusty. But I think this is a very good... Doing this open play is a very good learning experience. So I can expand my skills to be a better DM for my friends. And also then just, same thing, DMing for my friends, I'll be a better DM for the open play. Because I really want to develop this creative muscle for running D&D. I have a lot of fun doing it, and I get a lot of fulfillment out of it, I'd say. D&D is very, very fun. And I'm very worried about tomorrow because I have not prepped like anything. I have a couple random encounter tables, and I think I'm just gonna pretty much wing it. And if it's a really shitty session, then maybe we'll end it there, and then I'll have someone else do the next open play. But I think it's just gonna be trial by fire. I think I'm gonna use these open plays to really, really hone in on my improv skills, and probably even in the game with my friends. Spoilers, because I know you guys are probably the only ones listening. But honestly, if you're listening to this, you are my friends. So yeah, I guess my friends are the only ones listening. Smirks smugly. But I think I'm gonna really try to develop that little improv bone a bit too, in our normal games. Because I think I've realized I wasn't feeling very fulfilled DMing for my friends group or my friends campaign. Friends plural. I have more than one friend, I swear, guys, I swear. And I think it was just because we all I went in with different expectations than they did, probably. I think I was going in with a very, like, genuine and, like, typical D&D experience. And I think they went in with more of, like, the thought process of, like, it's an activity that we're doing to hang out, in quotation marks, because we play online, my friends and I, as opposed to necessarily actively wanting to play D&D, for most of us at least. I'm not saying that they, like, don't want to play D&D, it's that most of them are first-time players, so it's just kind of like, I don't know the best way to describe it. I think we just went in with different perspectives of what the game was going to be like, and I think I'm ready to adjust to what I think we'll all have more fun with, because I want them to enjoy the collaborative storytelling of D&D, and I want them to really, like, embrace their characters. I think they all will love D&D. They do, as far as I know, they do enjoy it. But I really want to be the best that I can. I want to be the best DM that I can for them, so that way we can all get enjoyment out of it, and and just have fun. That's the most important thing, anyways, is just having fun. So, yeah. Pretty much, D&D is freaking awesome, and cool, and awesome, and cool also, and even cool and awesome. But, I'm going to check my GPS real quick. I recently picked up an album by George Benson's Breezin', and I really, really dig it. It's like this really cool, like, I guess you could say jazzy. It's George Benson's Breezin'. I've listened to the titular song a bunch of times before, but I finally picked up the album because I found it randomly one day in a half-price books. It's like this kind of like a book resale store, like a Goodwill, but a little higher class, I guess you could say. I don't know the best way to describe it. And that album is really, really, really good. It's really groovy and funky, and I love it. And God, I need to turn my heat down a little bit. I'm getting a little toasty up in here. But, yeah, I think this has been a pretty good episode so far. I'm not biased at all, by the way, so, like, I'm trying to think of what the fuck to say next. We're gonna do a little bit of awesome freaking engagement farming. Talking about music, speaking of music, what have you all been listening to lately? If you're this far in and you're still listening, comment a recent album or music or artist or music or like songs or genre or artist that you've like listened to recently. I'd really like to know like what my listeners are enjoying currently. I'm hoping that as of recording this, I'm gonna get it out this weekend. I probably won't. This probably won't get uploaded until like Monday or Tuesday. I'm thinking probably because I'm gonna be real busy tomorrow. I might do it real quick tomorrow night. We'll just have to see how I'm feeling. I could do it in between sessions tomorrow. I don't know. Well, I'll have to see how I'm feeling. But yeah. What are we at right now? We're about 34 minutes. Not too bad. I'm probably only 10 minutes away from the highway, so you know what? I think I'm gonna cut it here. But yeah, your guys' mission for today or for this episode is I want you to hold the door for a stranger. If you're listening to all this, I want you to hold the door for a stranger at least sometime in the next week or so. Spread love. And you know what? If you enjoyed it all, what you're listening to, if you related to anything, if you had even the slightest giggle the route. Throw a like on the video and hit that big awesome freaking subscribe button, and subscribe to Wall Lobster today, or tomorrow even, but preferably today, because, like, you know, if you're gonna do it tomorrow, you might as well just do it today. But yeah, like and subscribe, and make sure to comment what you've been listening to recently, so that way I can know. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful life, and I will see you and talk to you in the next episode of Between Destinations. Goodbye.